All right, so I'm going to be going over some of the pros and cons to using the Google Pixel 5a. Now, at first glance, the Pixel 5a seems nearly identical to last year's Pixel 4a, and the differences are subtle but important. For one, the Pixel 5a is $50 cheaper than the Pixel 4a, and most importantly, it's got a significantly larger battery, resulting in one of the best battery lives of any mid-range phone. Now, as I am getting into this, if you guys want to check out our full written review for this phone on our website, I'll have a link in both the description and comments. And of course, if you could tap the like button on this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, there's only two cons that I could come up with on this phone. And the first being that the refresh rate is not the greatest, and it also lacks a zoom lens. Other than that, I want to talk about the pros. Now, I already mentioned this phone has a really good battery life. It's got a 4680 mAh built-in battery, which will give you almost 2 days of full battery, which is crazy. It's also got some good specs for a $450 phone. It's got a 6.34-inch HDR OLED display, which looks great for gaming, watching video. And the processor on this phone is also a 765 Snapdragon, which is, perfect. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the camera. I've got a couple pictures I'm going to pull up. This is of my Galaxy Z Flip 3. Love that phone. And I got my Jason Voorhees coffee mug right here. And you can see the quality for taking pictures on this phone is really good. It also records in 4K. It's 60 frames per second. Haven't recorded a ton of video on this, but I have taken some pictures. Okay, the next thing I want to do here is just kind of, show you an example of, what it looks like watching video as well as the loudness. I'm going to let this clip play for about a minute, and we'll check out some of the performance.
For as long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me. One who could surprise me. One who could even beat me. Yet all I found is disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire? Yes, we will.
Okay, so now I wanted to get into the performance of this phone, playing a couple of high graphic games, Marvel Contest of Champions, then Into the Dead 2. Now, the phone is great for gaming, and you're going to see that, but one of the issues it does have is that some of the games that you play on this phone will not go into full screen, and there is no option in your settings to change this. It's a little bit frustrating, but if it's a newer game, you're not gonna have any issues. But if we're talking about older games, such as Jetpack Joyride's a pretty old one, you might have some issues with it. But anyways, gonna get a couple fights here. We'll play some Into the Dead 2, then I'm gonna wrap things up, giving you my final thoughts on if this phone is worth buying or not. Okay, so we kind of got eaten there at the end. Okay, so overall, the Pixel 5a is a great mid-range phone. I might go as far as saying it's one of the best $450 and below phones you can get this year. It's got a good-sized display. The camera on it is good enough. It's got that 4K at 60 frames per second. I'm actually switching up the wallpaper. This phone actually comes with some cool stock wallpapers. I've actually got some Mandalorian, some other stuff. Just wanted to change that up. And really, like I said, the only cons I could come up with on the phone, the refresh rate could be better, and it does lack having a zoom lens on it, but for phone photography purposes, this definitely still gets the job done. And the other thing too, I like the design of it overall as well. Okay, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions specifically about using this phone, feel free to message me below in the comments. Tap that like button if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one.